Do you have an Echo? Have you seen all the ads for Echo and Alexa lately? What's new, and you must know, is Amazon is rolling out Echo Alexa as a go-to for artificial intelligence replacement of internet search engines. Alexa's rollout is like shifting from typewriters to computers, from DOS to Windows or Apple, from mail to email to texting and now social media. And this fact is a major development. Yes, you get some of Alexa's features on your smartphone or iPhone. But Alexa does a lot more. You're sitting in your living room. It can fully operate your TV with your verbal instructions only. When you hear a possibly threatening noise outside and you say, "Alexa, lock the doors," it's a done deal. All doors are locked instantly. Or change the setting on your thermostat while lying in bed. Or turn the music off when you're ready to go to sleep. Or order something from Amazon while looking in the refrigerator right in the middle of cooking dinner. Alexa is destined to become your household personal assistant, where you speak to Alexa as if she was another person in the room, making it easier for people to live without constantly hanging on to their cell phones or booting up the desktop computer. Here, in the next 2 slides, is an email just received from Amazon, purely as a user purchaser of an Echo. Welcome. We've now arrived in the sci-fi future, as depicted in the sci-fi shows. Artificial intelligence is real, and starting with smartphones, we have just moved up to its next public plateau, Alexa. And to start your day, Alexa says, "Here's your itinerary for what you've scheduled today. Would you like me to open my neighborhood to choose which breakfast cafes you'd like to choose from for today?" Or maybe she says, "Robbie left early this morning and wanted me to let you know he forgot to tell you baseball practice is going to last 3 hours today, and he'd love for you to stop by while he's trying out for pitcher." Alexa, by the way, is just getting started, and this will be more and more evident in the next year or two. Amazon is stepping up the rollout now that they've sold over 4 million Echoes. What does that mean for your business? It's through the power of an Amazon skill. Skills are little developments that Alexa uses to implement anything Alexa knows, does, and/or can tell you. Developed by engineers like ours, skills allow Alexa to interact with you when you're the user. Conversational interaction with a purpose and functionality. Something that cell phones and computer personas like Siri and Cortana and Google Ask just can't do. And here's where it can create your company's prosperity. Skills are the means to get your business instantly recommended as a solution to a user's service need. To a user in your town or adjoining town to find your company and phone number. Enables your local community people to call your company within seconds of asking Alexa. Importantly, without wading through all the search engine results and miscellaneous random ads that internet searches turn up, and which is used by Siri, Google Ask, and by Cortana to deliver up in response to your query. You've seen how these search results for local businesses are. Results where the top recommendation is a company located 20 or more miles away, where the company pays to have their SEO technician as a part-time administrative staff. Or you ask for an electrician and your top result is the biggest heating and air contractor in the entire metro area, which does also perform electrical work Electric work being a skill all heating and air contractors must be able to perform as part of their heating and air work. But, and forgive me for saying this, it isn't their main service. Why? The word electrical was in the company's description of the breadth of doing their HVAC service. So lacking artificial intelligence, search engines don't get the distinction about an HVAC tech needing electrical skills. And so, a search or smartphone request offers a user an HVAC company when they actually ask for electrical work. I'm sure you've seen that type of out-of-focus results from searches of all kinds. But Alexa is the next evolution of artificial intelligence, and Alexa does get the distinction. Search engines and fast computers are what the processors in Siri, Google Ask, and Cortana use to get their response information. But that's not how Alexa skills work. My neighborhood is an Alexa skill, and your company must be part of your local My Neighborhood. Here's the listing on Amazon. My Neighborhood is the exact skill Alexa uses to provide users with the names and phone numbers of all the local service providers in local communities. To provide the names and phone numbers of all local service providers in geographically defined communities of 50,000 to 75,000 residents. No top SEO billing type service providers, the ones that typically advertise throughout city hubs or across 5 to 10 counties. My Neighborhood simply only has service providers in your neighborhood, a neighborhood which has enough people to make your company quite profitable, without you or your personnel having to travel 40 or 50 miles round trip, or not reaching out to customers or clients that would have to travel 40 or 50 miles round trip to come to your place. Think about that a moment. I'm in Gallatin right now, and I know of several breakfast cafes within 5 miles, but this is the result for breakfast cafes near me on a recent Google search. I find cafes near me with 5 million restaurants. I'm not making that up, it's right there. I find San Francisco listed just a few down from that. And then there's the one in Mount Juliet, somewhere Lakewood on Old Hickory, and another one in Hendersonville. And I'm in Gallatin. That's what I get for results. And here's a different one. I'm still in Gallatin right now, and I know of several interior designers within 5 miles. The only Yelp listing is on the other side of Nashville, and that is actually about 35 miles from where I'm at here in Gallatin. Most of these ads and other listings, I can't see where they're located at. And this is what Siri, Cortana, and Google Ask work with when you ask them. But that's getting ahead of the specifics on what Alexa can do for your business that an iPhone or smartphone or a desktop search can't do. Your local business can be part of My Neighborhood, only coming up when a request is made in your community, and not necessarily as part of the big million residents metropolitan city listings. It can, but only if that's where your core client base is and is the most viable exposure for you, but usually not necessarily as part of the big million resident city listing. For most small business service providers, this dramatically cuts down on the out-of-neighborhood competitors advertising where you're trying to get your own exposure, thus eliminating competitors that spend tens of thousands of dollars monthly on their ad budgets. And again, forgive me for saying this, the big dollar advertising competitors, which have lowered the ability of smaller companies to compete in their neighborhood marketplace. Being part of the Alexa local neighborhood skill puts you in the small group of exact service providers for your category. My Neighborhood only recommends service providers in their own local community. And no businesses are labeled by a rating system which can be cruelly unfair. Plus, the small group of service providers for each category is randomly ordered as to which is first, second, third, each and every time a request is made. That means that sometimes your local competitors are the first recommendation, but your business equally pops up as the first recommendation just as frequently. The same for the number of times each competitor is in the second position. Your business is recommended in the second position, and so on. And the service providers in a category is limited to only around 5 or 6 local companies delivering your type of service. Your competition will be a group of only 4 or 5 companies in your niche. On a level playing field for exposure via Alexa, equal exposure with limited travel between your office and your customer. Obviously, your company will always be in the top 5 or 6 recommendations. Sometimes first, but always coming up first at least 15% or 20% of the time. Through My Neighborhood, Alexa is becoming the go-to source for people at home to instantly contact businesses when the need arises. That is the ideal response from a business publicity exposure, as you know. Like an old-time neighborhood phone book, but oh so much simpler for your potential and past customers to find you. From the middle of simply living life at home, Alexa user says, "Alexa, open my Anytown neighborhood." Alexa does so and asks, "What do you need help with?" You say, "A landscape company, or a steak restaurant, or a plumber, or any other type of service provider in your local community." Alexa says something like, "We have 5 businesses for landscaping. The first one is Total Country Landscaping, which also does lawn maintenance. You can reach them at 111-222-3344. Then there is Jack's Yard Design and Care. Call them at 111-22-5566. And she continues with the other 3 recommendations. Total Country Landscaping may again appear first up the next time, or may not appear first for 5 or so more searches. My Neighborhood sets up a totally random order and position for the group of 5 or 6 companies each and every time Alexa is asked. This is where you want to be positioned in acquiring new customers or clients. When a potential client customer asks for your product, your company immediately shows up amongst a short group of your local competitors. None of the noise, distraction, and uncertainty that is generated by search engines and other verbal response searches. Oh, by the way, Echo users get skills for free from the Amazon.com store. The search drop-down shows Alexa skills directly under all departments. Search for the skill function or its name. Here's the listing for My Neighborhood. With over 4 million Echoes already sold by Amazon, the largest retailer in the world, Amazon is now starting to really roll out not only their expanded features, but with their promotion and advertising. Amazon's advertising is intending to double, quadruple, and then even 100 times the number of Echoes sold and in use. You may have seen the ads and promotions lately. There is no question a vast majority of the Amazon customers in your neighborhood will have Echoes in the coming months. You want to lock in your position on My Neighborhood, so your business is only one question to Alexa away from getting a call from a new customer or client that needs your service. There are only so many recommendation slots available in your niche. First come, first serve. My Neighborhood skills are just now rolling out nationwide. Within months, a vast majority of Amazon customers in every community will have their own Echoes, which can be loaded with the free My Neighborhood skill for local community businesses like yours in their geographical area. Again, this is first come, first serve. Click the button to sign up to have your business have its own recommendation in your specific category, your niche. Later, if you decide to retire or whatever, and no longer need or want the recommendation service, just let us know and your business will no longer be recommended in your local My Neighborhood. Then, your recommendation slot will be available to the next company at the top of the waiting list to get the next available slot in your category or niche. Simple as that. The ship is sailing. You want to be on board while there are still recommendation slots available. Don't miss out. Click the button now.